I figured his total length is about 6 feet.
Looks like he's coming out of my storage building.
There he goes. I figured his total length is about 6 feet.
Yeah, he is big.
Looks like he's coming out of my storage building.
There he goes. I figured his total length is about 6 feet.
Latest update from the WDSU newsroom. I'm Norman Robinson. Scott Walker, back to you.
All right, Norman, thanks. Neighbors say they've seen a panther on the prowl in St. Bernard Parish, and it has the attention of the sheriff's office. WDSU News reporter Gina Swanson is on your side live in Violet with what's happening out there. Kind of an unusual day in Violet, Gina.
Certainly unusual to say the least, Scott. Sheriff's deputies have been searching a wooded area like the one you see behind me, all after reports of a panther started to surface. They say they started to get some calls sometime last week. We did ride along as they were on the lookout for this animal, but some neighbors tell us that there are even maybe more than one, Scott.
So any word on where the panther came from? Kind of looks like it might be a fat cat. Have they ruled that out?
No real word about where the panther came from, but neighbors do tell us that they see it when it gets dark. Some neighbors say it actually drinks the water from a nearby pond. They have seen actually paw prints on their yard, and neighbors are just concerned, particularly when it comes to small children. One neighbor did tell us that he doesn't believe that the panther, if you will, it will cause harm to anyone, because at this point it already would have if it was an animal to be afraid of, but they do just want it to be captured so they don't have this to worry about, Scott.
Yeah, so what's next here? How do they go about trying to capture this thing and locate it?
Well, deputies and wildlife and fisheries agents did say that they were going to set out some traps to try and ensnare the animal, if you will. That's what they're doing on their end. And as far as people in the neighborhood, they are certainly on the lookout. And every time there is a panther spotting or they sight this animal, they certainly do call the sheriff's department, Scott.
All right, Gina in Violet, we'll keep an eye on that story and watch for that panther. You've heard of man caves, but what about mom caves? We'll show you how women are taking over rooms in their homes. This afternoon, there is a panther on the prowl somewhere in the area, or multiple panthers. Take a look at this video taken by a viewer in Folsom of the big cat walking across his yard. So we wanted to know where this type of animal could come from. So we're joined live by Joe Fories, the assistant curator of mammals at the Audubon Zoo. So where might a panther like this come from out of seemingly nowhere?
Panther is sort of a generic term. Frequently there's black cats there in the jaguars and in leopards. If this were a black leopard or a black jaguar, it probably came out of the pet trade, either escaped or was released.
I mean, this isn't anybody's pet, more than likely. It's not something that was hanging out in somebody's backyard.
Well, not like, you know, cuddling up on the couch type pet. There are people in the United States, a lot of people, in fact, that have wild animals as pets. They make terrible pets. There's no good reason to have one as a pet, but there are people who do it. If it gets out and you're fearing retribution or something, you're probably not going to own up to it. So that's, if this is indeed a wild animal, that's probably where it came from.
Well, the people who say they have seen this, should they be concerned? There was one person who had video of it walking across his driveway.
The videos that I've seen look to me like a domestic cat. Cameras can skew things, can make it look different. I have a picture of one of my chihuahuas next to a bigger dog, and it makes the chihuahua look half the size of the Catahoula. So, you know, it's hard to say just from the pictures. If it is a leopard and you see it, obviously you want to stay away from it. If there was a wild, you know, escaped leopard somewhere in Louisiana, it's got plenty of feral pigs, rabbits, things like that to live off of. So obviously if you see it and you're afraid of it, you want to stay away from it. You don't want people running around trying to catch it.
Right. I guess in the meantime, keep your eyes peeled and watch out for big, either fat house cats or what a panther might
Exactly,
be. Okay. All right.
exactly.
Thank you, Joe Forries at the Audubon Nature Institute. We appreciate your time.
No problem.
This is lighting up the Facebook page as well. Several comments on this story. D says, honestly, I think it's a good sign that a nearly extinct animal is becoming more visible. Yes, something to watch out for, but perhaps Mother Nature is fighting back rampant development. And Tony says, hopefully they are safely caught and they find a wonderful new home. Let us hear from you. Go to facebook.com/WDSU-TV. Like WDSU, then you can comment about all the stories there, and we may read yours on the air. Camille?
All right, well, let's take a live look outside at the Superdome. Lately, it's...
You should consider your career field before getting one. And while you're checking out those stories, comment about them on our Facebook page. We've received a few comments about the panther on the prowl. James says, I live in Madisonville and I hear weird noises at night and it sounds like a crying baby and the sound is loud. So I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's something because I live by the woods. That's scientific right there. I love that. We want to hear from you. Go to facebook.com/WDSU-TV. Like WDSU, and then you can comment on any of our stories there, and we read great stuff every day at 4 o'clock. Camille.
Okay, Scott, take a live look outside at the Crescent City Connection. You know, I'm here with Margaret